Get ready for even bigger changes to our weather pattern across Central Oregon. Hey everyone, I'm Chief Meteorologist Norrell Winninger, and across the high desert today, we had a mixture of sunshine and clouds. It was noticeably cooler through the Tri-County area, and in the last 24 hours we have been getting these off and on showers. They started up last night about between 8 and 9 p.m. and continued through the early morning, but since morning really started, we haven't seen too much in the way of rain, but even more is expected, and we get into this active weather pattern starting tomorrow. So let's do a deep dive into your most reliable forecast. We're going to look at what's been happening, what's going to happen, and how these changes are going to impact us right here on the high desert through the Cascades and the mountain passes. So yeah, I mentioned the passes for a reason, because each wave of moisture that rolls through the high desert between now and early next week is going to bring its own set of changes, including mountain snow and even the potential for some wintry mix in our lower elevations. But right here, right now, across the high desert, it is mostly cloudy to mostly clear. Notice there is a little bit of haze in a couple of these cameras, and a few of the OHAZ cameras, the Oregon Hazard Labs cameras, have been zoomed into a couple of burn piles, but we haven't seen any spread of anything, however, impacting our air quality just a little bit. But what we don't see is any precipitation, not even off in the distance. So a quick look at more of those Oregon Hazard Labs cameras, and you can really see where we have some of those hazy conditions, even in that Pine Mountain camera as well. So let's go ahead and just look at air quality conditions. Right now you're looking at two different networks put together. The first one is the DEQ, that's the base map, and that's hourly average, and it's blended together, and it doesn't really show too bad of conditions at all in the green, but you can see where it's getting a little more dense in parts of the Tri-County area. Meanwhile, the real-time sensors from East Base Labs right here in Bend, they have a network all across the Tri-County area. There are two of them. There is one pair that's showing moderate air quality, so it's really not too bad, and that brings the focus of this deep dive into your most reliable forecast to that next system and what it's been doing. Here through the last several hours, that low is continuing to develop way offshore. And through the Pacific Northwest, there are a lot of clouds. Now, most of the showers have been west of the 97 corridor, some of them even producing a little bit of lightning. Let's zoom in a little bit more. Look right in between Salem and Portland. There is one cell that's producing frequent lightning strikes just to the northwest of Woodburn, and another one just to the east of Corvallis is producing some lightning strikes. Moving further south, a couple more have the potential, but that's really it. And over the Tri-County area, we've been dry here through the last several hours. So when we switch gears and just look at infrared satellite imagery, what we're seeing is a lot of these clouds have some good vertical development. There's just not enough uplift to make widespread precipitation for the Tri-County area available, or the potential for too many thunderstorms. But you can see this low pressure intensifying, and one of the ways that we know it's intensifying is those white lines all over the map. Those are what we call isobars, or equal lines of pressure, or constant lines of pressure. And where those isobars form that circle that's either high pressure or low pressure, in this case it's a low pressure and it's deepening a little bit more. I wouldn't be surprised if in the next hour or so we'd see another line come up right there, or another circle, making a little bit more of a bullseye. But this whole low is going to start to work its way inland, and as it does, we start to get rain tomorrow during the midday and afternoon hours, and that continues with off and on showers, periods of clearing and cooling each day as we go forward. Looking at the bigger picture, there's really not much that we're tracking for the Tri-County area, because it's going to take a while for this low to move inland, fizzle out, and then another cold front actually pushes through and helps clear the air. And so when we go ahead and just look at a forecast model, this is a statewide high-resolution forecast model that's really going to help us pinpoint what we can expect through the next couple of days. Here through this evening, a couple of sprinkles and some of our higher elevations are possible, and keep in mind I'm toggling back and forth, or rocking back and forth, and so you might see the clock do the same thing. But through the overnight hours, we actually get some clearing, and then more clouds during the early morning, and it's not until the mid-morning to late morning that we start to see our chance of some showers through the Tri-County area. So after sunrise, and then by the midday hours, it becomes scattered rain, and by the afternoon, it becomes widespread. Also notice that by noon, we do have some snow in the highest elevations, so snow levels are already dipping down significantly by then. During the afternoon, they come back up a little bit, and then by Friday evening, we still have some showers, but also periods of clearing. And it's not going to be until we get further into the through the the late weekend into the weekend that we really start to see that chance of mountain snow. So by Friday afternoon and evening, we start to clear out, and by Saturday, let's freeze frame at 7 a.m. That's when we're starting to see mountain snow as another wave of moisture is pushing into the Pacific Northwest. Some of us still clear at that time, but more clouds, more precipitation, continuous mountain snow above 5,500 feet. And so that means outside of the passes, even the Diamond Lake Junction Pass that's about a mile high, even outside of that one, we're still looking at snow above 5,500 feet, and it's really going to be during the overnight hours that we get snow through the passes, and it's not going to be for all of the passes all the time. So this is an early season system that is bringing the chance for snow, and by early next week, some snow in our lower elevations. Meanwhile, relative humidity not too bad, dry and polite to the rest of us. We have some moisture over the region. Now going forward, our high temperatures in the last 24 hours have mostly been in the 60s with a few 50s and a couple of 70s. Temperatures right now, 60s, some 50s, and still 72 degrees in Paulina. That actually puts us between 1 and 13 degrees cooler than 24 hours ago. Tonight, it doesn't get too chilly, but tomorrow we see even less warming than we had today. Highs topping out on either side of 60 degrees. So that means a chilly start, pardon me, more showers during the midday and afternoon with periods of clearing, and this next system is really rolling into the high desert. That's what's bringing the cooler air mass overhead. And so when we just look at a different forecast model, one that focuses on where this low is, notice everything that's in blue, that's a low pressure area. As that rolls in, we're looking at rain. Off and on showers continue Saturday and Sunday, but what I want you to focus on is those temperatures. Friday, 60s and several 50s. Saturday, 50s. Sunday, 50s and some 40s. And winds are going to be gusty for many of us. We have mountain snow expected this weekend and some snow showers even in our lower elevations during the early morning hours for a couple of nights early next week. So between now and Saturday at 11 p.m., most of us get wet. A little bit of mountain snow is expected, so let's go ahead and zoom in, take a closer look at that. And it looks like above 5,500 feet is where we're really starting to see some of those heavier snow totals. And these showers continue through the weekend and into next week. Notice Sunday and Monday. That's when we're looking at the 40s and 50s. So let's go ahead and take this little by little. Our forecast model shows that system offshore through the overnight hours, in and out clouds. Friday and Saturday, scattered showers are expected with periods of clearing. By Saturday and Sunday, we're looking at mountain snow. So far, not too much in the lower elevations until you get to Sunday evening. That's when we start to see that chance for some wintry mix in the lower elevations. But let's go ahead and go past that. After Sunday evening with the long-range forecast model, less of resolution, but it still paints a picture of what's happening early next week. By Monday morning, a few more snow showers than Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, more sunshine than clouds. So between now and 7 a.m. Friday, a few more sprinkles possible. Friday brings more rain. Saturday brings rain and some snow in the highest elevations overnight. By Sunday at 11 p.m., light totals through the Cascades, not too bad at all, but winds have been a little gusty at times for parts of the high desert this afternoon and evening, gusts up to 25 miles per hour. Actual wind speeds are 5 to 15 miles per hour, and through the next couple of days, it is going to get gusty for many of us. So let's talk temperatures. Tonight, we're looking at 40s and 30s. By tomorrow, we're actually expecting temperatures to top out in the 60s, several spots hitting in the 50s with periods of clearing, and here's that 7-day planner. By Sunday and Monday, as those temperatures really bottom out in our cooling trend, so do snow levels. It's not until Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday that we get more sunshine in our forecast. So just as a recap, our weather headlines include an active fall pattern ahead that starts up Friday, continues through the weekend and into early next week. Daily cooling is expected with rain, mountain snow, and even some snow showers in our lower elevations. That's the latest in weather. Join us tonight on Central Oregon Daily News. We'll have the latest headlines and your most reliable forecast. See you then.